Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Project Camper, most of all, welcome back to living the van life. First of all, sorry for my absence. It's been nearly 2 months since I put a video up, and the reason being is basically I have been super busy at work. MOTs have just gone ballistic. Also, I have renovated the MOT bay, the surrounding areas, and I know it's not a very pleasant job, but a workshop toilet is not a very nice place to visit sometimes. So I spruced that up and it looks absolutely lovely, and I've done the reception, so it looks really nice now. So it's quite a happy place to work. I've been doing a lot more hours, so as I say, I've not really uploaded any videos, but that is about to change. I've been also very busy with my home life. I've been making an electric trike for my child, and that is so cool. I might make a video of that actually. But anyway, so what have we been up to? The van has had a couple of upgrades, and the van needs some work doing to it, needs some maintenance doing to it. So today I'm going to fit a new set of discs and pads and another caliper, because my near side front caliper, I was driving down the road the other day and I thought, ooh, it feels like the van's pulling a little bit. And yeah, it's I've already replaced the driver's side a couple of years ago, and so I need to do the passenger side now because I felt the wheel and it was a bit hotter than the other side, so sticky caliper. I expect it's the sliders again, or because they're Brembo calipers on here and they're twin piston, maybe one of the pistons is seized up. Right, so what have I been up to? I have done some upgrades in the van, and they are pretty much a massive game changer. The first is I've got rid of my Amazon Echo Dot, and now I've got a 21-inch Amazon Echo Show. I'll just turn you around because this bit of kit, look at that. That is absolutely fantastic. Also, I'll just turn the camera around. I got myself a induction ridge monkey, and the piece de resistance is a coffee maker. Now these are quite cool actually, because it takes like 30 seconds to make a cup of coffee, and then if you put this little thing in the pod, it just makes hot water. I had a Kit Kat chocolate drink this morning, so if I wanted to make some porridge, I just put that in, put the porridge underneath, you know, instant pot porridge, and now I've got a cup of coffee in the morning, or a cup of hot chocolate, and my porridge. So yeah, that is such a game changer. I absolutely love that. Ridge monkey, and then I've got the 21-inch Alexa Show, which is also Prime TV. It's got everything on it. You know what I mean? It really has. I love it. Such a good bit of kit, and you can still talk to it. The only thing is, I was missing the clock on the Amazon Echo Dot, so I got myself a little USB clock. So down there are my new discs and pads from Napa, and I got some Brembo pads. I know they're just standard road pads, but they're the better ones. So I better get my backside into gear, pack up the van, because I'm only on about 45%, so a little drive will bring that back up. If you want to know about my power consumption, it hasn't been too bad actually, with the new 628 amp hour Fogstar battery, which actually produces 658, which is pretty impressive. Obviously I've got my solar panel on the roof, and I've also got my all powers folding solar panel out at the front, so you get the sun all day long, and I haven't had a problem. Still got my hot water on. I've been using my satellite Starlink quite a lot, and I have noticed that the normal Wi-Fi keeps dropping out, so I'm probably going to just go unlimited on Starlink, because it takes about 15 to 18 watts, and that's nothing really. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So there is a couple of things I need to do to the van, mainly the discs and pads. I need to adjust the camber on the near side front because it's not 100% true, and I've got a couple of lights out, so I want to be able to do that today. So yeah, a bit of van life maintenance. What I wanted to quickly touch on is van life channels. They seem to be like, some of them are like disappearing. Some big channels, they just disappeared. I know one has disappeared. I won't mention his name, but I was with him yesterday and I was doing discs and pads on his van, and he's quite, yeah, he's just had enough. Another person that I know extremely well, they're not uploading videos anymore because they've had enough. They've had enough of the negativity, all the toxic people out there, which is a real shame actually, because they're really good channels. I really, you know, I like them both, and you know, we're all both good mates. So it's just a shame that it's just come to that, and I hope that doesn't happen here, because the channel still grows. So I must be doing something right. And like I said before, I don't bullshit people. I don't tell any lies. There's no thumbnails that don't represent what's in the content. And as far as I'm concerned, that will always be the case. This is a true channel. And if I don't upload, like I haven't done, then there is a reason behind it, because I'm super busy. I can't be, you know, Mr. Vanlife channel, YouTube, project camper all the time when I have family, work and maintenance, and obviously I still want a bit of free time, and I've been working on my boat. Excuse me. So, and that's taken up quite a lot of time. It really has. And I don't know if you've seen the van, the channel that it's called Man Aboard. I'll put a link up there. And I have bought a Catalunya, or a Jaguar 22 sailboat. I know nothing about sailing. I know nothing about boats, in all fairness. Apart from when I left school, I wanted to be a marine mechanic, but that never happened because, yeah, I had to work in a garage. Never mind. So, what's been happening with my personal life? Well, I've been going for a lot more tests on my stomach, so I will be having my a fourth operation in the future, which I am kind of looking forward to, but I'm not, if you know what I mean. That means more cameras up and down. Strangely, I don't mind them up because it doesn't hurt. Down the throat, they're quite brutal, so I am not looking forward to those endoscopies whatsoever. I've had manometry tests, yeah, just loads of tests, nuclear emptiers and study tests, because I am still losing weight, which is a bit of a worry, but it is what it is. So let's pack the van up and go to the garage. Computer, screen off. There's probably another thing I've got to do, because these are got another set given to me. Here you go. Look. It's just, these are just so annoying. These little magnetic strips, and also come away there already. I thought, look, they're just rubbish. There you go. It's just fallen off. Oh, I have to put that down there. That's how Timu quality these bloody blinds are. Only the top ones work, the bottom ones don't. So annoying when they cost that much money. And my little micro there. So yeah, I've got a load of stuff that I'm going to sell. It's like my Boss RC505, which is a looping station, brand spanking new. It's the Mark 1, not the Mark 2. And then I've got this special edition MPK Mini Akai keyboard. It's absolutely amazing. And then a sound studio thing. Some other bits and pieces down there. I can't remember what I bought now, but yeah, it was all down there. Right, is that on the inside or the outside? Oh, it's the inside. Wow, condensation for the first time. Right, let's get this bad boy started. Alright, let's get rid of this crap. Right, we haven't been started for a while, so hopefully okay, perfect. Right, you can see that there's a brake warning light on, so the brakes do need attention. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. Look at that, a beautiful sky. Lovely. Right, let's go to the workshop. So here we are, back at the workshop. So I've got to take the front wheels off. I might adjust the handbrake on the rear. I've got a marker light out here. I just want to give it a good old check over because winter is coming. God, it's bloody cold. Winter is coming. I want to make sure the van is winter ready. Just want to check the oil and stuff like that. So I better get a coat on because it is not really nice out there. And I can't be bothered to open up the workshop, the other workshop, my MOT bay, and work in there. So I'm just going to do it out here. Anyway, right, I better crack on and I get these discs and pads done, check the lights, and do the other bits and pieces I need to do. And hopefully, I'll show you what 226,000 mile discs look like, because they are original Mercedes-Benz discs, because they've got the original Mercedes-Benz part number on. And I don't think nobody really puts OE parts for discs and pads because they're quite expensive. Right, let's stop procrastinating. I'm gonna make myself a coffee, roll myself a fag and crack on. Right, I've got some more, I've got another t-shirt on, I've got another jumper. I want to say a massive thank you to two amazing viewers that I have become very good friends with. So, first of all, they gave me a little figurine, which is it's in the micro to be fair, and it's now become one of my little good luck charms, which gutted because I would have liked to have shown you and they would have appreciated it. So I want to say a massive hello to Graham and Jenny. They are such lovely people. They come to the garage regularly and they come in and say hello. So love you guys and thank you very much for your continued support. You are both amazing people. Anyway, the kettle is about to boil. I need to crack on. Right, I've just jacked it up and you can see that is not great. So, new caliper, new discs, new wear sensor, Brembo pads. Right, let's get this wheel off. And I'll show you the state of the discs. Right, so you can see the state of the vents are all corroded. The disc is showing some kind of corrosion there. I mean, this is not an MOT failure at all, actually, to be fair. And I've still got plenty of life on the pads. But with my OCD, I'm just changing them because I don't see the point of putting a new set of brake pads on a potentially worn pair of discs. Now they are scored, because you can see there, and on the back, which when I take off I'll show you that that feels quite scored as well. So all this has got to come off. And now these brake hoses can be problematic. Not too bad. Let's just see if it comes out of there. Out of there. Right, so let's take this off. Right, so I've undone the slider bolts with a 6mm Allen key. I don't know why they're 6mm, because mainly they're all 7s. I've taken out the little Torx bolt for the wiring for the brake pad sensor, and this hasn't presented a problem, so that's quite good. Right, so the sliders are seized and the pistons are seized because you cannot move it back. It just won't move. So both of the pistons are seized. So that is not going to want to come out very easily, because the sliders can't go back because of this little ridge here. Same at the bottom. So it's going to have to be a little bit of manipulation. So these calipers and these pistons will have to go back somehow. So that's what I'm going to do right now. But yeah, this caliper has absolutely had it. Right, get it off. Caliper is off. The caliper is off, so you can see the state. I mean, look at that. And they've worn unevenly. Wow, that's actually down to the bloody metal. Right, so you can see that that's worn uneven, and it's normally pretty much the lower piston. If we pull back the rubber, there you go, you can see the corrosion, and that'll be worse all the way in there. Right, so well, actually the sliders do work, but it's this bottom piston which normally goes, and as you can see, that's quite shocking even for me. I'm quite disappointed in myself actually, but yeah, there you go. So you can see that these discs are in such a bad way. All right, let's take them off. Right, discs are removed, and I've given the hub a bit of a degrind, make sure there's no cracks, and then I'll just chuck a bit of paint over it. I've got to put the bolt back in for the ABS sensor, and that's it. So I thought I'd show you the discs, because that's the reason why we are changing them. So you can see here, this edge here it actually is not an MOT failure. Even when the disc is beginning to corrode badly, that the harder material is coming off. But I don't like the look of them, and they are original. So I'll just turn round so you can see that the disc is actually worn unevenly. So it's thicker this side than it is this side. And then you can see the state. Now, the rear or the inner face on discs always get bad life. So when you have an MOT advisory that your discs are corroded, you might go, oh, that don't look too bad. But it's the back or the inner face that gets all the crud thrown at it. And you can see from there, that is part of the disc. But in fact, that's actually ground down because of the pad here has been wearing like that. So that's been sitting like that. And then if you look at this area here, you can see that's touching. So there you go, look. That's pretty bad of me, to be fair. But normally you change pads when they, oh, what's that grinding noise? So if you look at that pad there compared to the edge of it, and then these ones, so they're a little bit thicker, but you can see that it's slightly thicker there than it is there. So the pad is worn down unevenly due to, where's the caliper? Oh, it's still on. Silly me. So yeah, the bottom piston here, which I showed you is corroded, isn't moving, so it's only the top. And that's what happens to your discs and pads. So I've got some nice brand spanking new ones to go on. These are coated, and the reason why I chose the coated ones is because it has got a bit of paint protection there. Now I don't think it's high temperature paint, but it's good enough. So that's going to go on there, and because of my OCD, I have completely refurbished the caliper carrier, got rid of all the crap. It also inspected that for cracks, and I'm going to throw a bit of paint on the new caliper because I don't like shiny calipers. So there, just have to wait the paint for dry now. But I should put the disc on and get all that buttoned up, and then I can do the camber. So all I've got to do is undo this one very slightly, undo that one, and push it in about 1 to 2 millimeters, which should be hunky-dory. So I'll probably do that now and come back. Camber is all adjusted. Right, a little tip for you. I don't know if you do it, but if you do take these bolts out for the ABS sensors or any sensor like that, if you notice there, I've actually taken off the old nipple rubber cover and put it on here. This bolt comes out. At a future date it might not. So I've got rubber grease in there, and I've put the cap on it. So there's no reason why that should never ever come undone. Right, so all we've got to do now is put the disc on, put the painted calipers on. They're looking cool. Carrier, pads, and then do the other side. Now I have taken an extremely long time to do this because as I said, I've got major OCD, and if something comes off, I like to clean it up, inspect it, and put it back together. I've got to take it off at a later date because the disc retaining bolt, like they all do, is snapped off. But I'm not really fussed about that because I think the wheel bearing is possibly beginning to slightly rumble. So I'm not really fussed about that because I'll point it all out. And because I've undone these bolts, put a bit of slop on them, I know they're all going to come undone hunky-dory. Right, coffee, fag brake, discs on. Wow. Another little tip, when you replace discs, okay, on the back, if you get good quality ones, there will be a series of lines. I know the camera ain't going to be able to pick it up, but these are machined in. And what these are for, they serve a specific reason, and that's so the discs don't bind themselves to the hub. The hub should be nice and clean. You shouldn't put like grease on it, because what will happen, in the extremities, you will get disc float. So there's too much grease on this edge, and that's the idea. If you just smear it in, the grease sticks in the grooves. They're very, very tiny. That's all you need to do. Just put a bit of grease. It doesn't matter what type of grease it is. It doesn't have to be copper slip. People just loud copper slip everywhere. But there you go. That's all you need to stop the corrosion and the disc binding to the hub. Right, we've got the caliper carrier on, and we've got the new shims. So contrary to belief, you don't need to put anything in here. You don't need to put copper slip. They don't do it from the factory. And in fact, if you do put something here, then all it's going to do is collect the brake dust, because it's going to stick to the grease. So don't put anything in here. Just make sure they're nice and clean. That's all you got to do. Right, the pads are in, and look how nice they move. And that's what they should do. Just move nicely. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. If you notice here, we've got these shims vibration plates. Well, they are completely useless, because decent pads already have it built in. And this is an anti-friction or anti-squeal pad. Basically, it cushions. There's a little bit more cushion in that. And that's what these do. They provide, if you look at these lumps and slightly raised bits, then that does that. And this replaces that, because it's slightly rubbery. So it's a bit more give and movement. Okay, time to change this crappy old caliper. All back together, looking lovely. Camber done, disc, pads, new caliper, fully bled, spacer back on. All I've got to do now is put the wheel on, tidy up, and do the other side. Right, let's carry on. Good old gas axe. That's coming well handy today. Well, you can see it's dark and it's done. Zoom in a bit. Oh, look at that. My van is waiting for me. Right, let's lock it up. The old Fiesta Eco Boom. That's a good little car, that is. And then we've got this Fiat Punto on the ramp as well. We're having a cheap day today. Just having a new gearbox and a new clutch. Anyway, a couple of GT radial tyres here. Someone's purchased some good tyres. Right, let's lock this garage up, get back into the van. It's 5 to 6. What took me about 2 hours to do discs, pads and calipers on my mate's van, which was a crafter, has just taken me all day to do on my own. Obviously you saw what I've done, but the other side, which was I bought an original Mercedes-Benz Brembo caliper, got Brembo written all over it, Mercedes on it. I only bought that probably about, I suppose it was about 2 years ago, and I fitted it meticulously like I do everything. completely seized up. Completely seized up. In hindsight, I should have just bought 2 new calipers. But I've just spent the last 2 or 3 hours stripping the caliper, rebuilding it, unseizing the sliders and putting it all back together. And the most gutting thing is I haven't had a chance to paint it, so now I've got to take it all off. Oh, I haven't got the lights done. I wanted to clean my Max Air fan. I haven't got that done. All I've done is do some pads and a caliper. Not very productive, really. A bit disappointed. Anyway, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. This is a bit of an update. More about that at a later date. Definitely recommend coffee pod maker. Game changer. They're like air fryer, coffee pod maker. Oh yeah, baby. Right, once again, thanks for sticking by me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click and subscribe if I haven't bored you too far, or whatever. Peace out. Love to you all. See you in the next one.